to in class and work next to in clinic. Next year, he and his beautiful wife and son will be moving to Connecticut, where Anuj will be pursuing a residency in orthodontics. I know he will do amazing things there in all his future endeavors. Please join me in welcoming Anuj.
Thank you, Tian. Good afternoon, everyone. Dean Flyer and Dean Donoff are the two most amazing men I have ever come up. That's the version I turned into the school, sorry. I thought I was going to be hooded before I pulled that stuff, but you know, I'm actually quite nervous looking out at all the people here. I foolishly thought this would be no different than what our lecturers do every day in class. But it's not, because you guys are all awake. And I'm glad that you are, because on behalf of my entire class, I want to thank you all for being here to celebrate with us. And I know some of you who could not be here with us are watching online, and we thank you too. In fact, I know there's some people over at the school watching right now, staff members. I always see an iPad propped up back in sterilization on this day, and we just want to thank you and let you know that we couldn't do what we do without you. I'd also like to take a moment to thank our faculty and staff, because your commitment to our education is what makes this institution outstanding. In fact, you guys have helped me with my grades a few times. I remember on one occasion, our beloved Dr. Nagai was nice enough to write 100% F on my evaluation sheet instead of a good old-fashioned 0. And I thank her, because with a 0, I have to put 2 dots and a smiley face on that thing, and 100% F is just one convenient little line away from 100% A, and that thing was on my fridge in no time. It was great. There's also another group of people out here as well that have taught and inspired me, and those are my classmates. And I have so many good things to say about my classmates, but I only get a few minutes up here, so I'm just going to leave it at this. I would let any one of these fine young men and women pull a tooth out of my very own wife's mouth. I won't even make you use anesthesia. It's fine. The rest is just an apology letter to my wife. Thank you for putting me through dental school. Okay. So now, turning our attention back to our guests, it truly does mean a lot to have you here with us. And today is as much about gratitude as it is about celebration. And I know I only stand here today because of the love and support I receive from my family and friends. And I know I speak for my entire class when I say that we could not have made it this far without you. Parents, grandparents, siblings, relatives, friends, spouses, significant others, and for many, myself included, we have our children present. And let me tell you, I've seen my classmates' kids, and they are not doing us dentists any favors. They seem determined to show the world you barely need any teeth at all to have a beautiful smile. And it's nice to finally be able to say, us dentists. And after all, this is the first day we are officially part of the profession. And what an incredible profession it is. As Tian mentioned, I started my career path as an economist, but I left my formal training to put my economic prowess to a real-world test and spent 3 years trying to find the best job in America. I have to laugh at the fact that I left my formal training as a euphemism for dropped out. But when I started that search, dentist wasn't even on my list. But by the end, it stood alone at the top, and it's not hard to see why. Dentists can own their own business, work for large organizations, teach, or conduct research at academic institutions. We can obtain a combination of work-life balance, financial and scheduling flexibility, and fulfillment that few other professions can match. And apparently I'm not the only one to come to this conclusion, because just last year, U.S. News & World Report ranked us as the #1 job in America, the dentist. I know, but to be fair, in 2014, we got bumped from that #1 spot by software engineers. And I think that we should be a little hesitant about drawing any conclusions, because what are the chances that the one group of people with the know-how to hack into that U.S. News database take the top spot? But I only bring that up because I used some hacker friends of my own to get a passing grade in ethics last year. That's a joke, that's a joke. I never passed ethics. On a serious note, I did have a lot of trouble coming up with something serious to say. And trust me, it's not from a lack of good things to say about my medical and dental classmates. But what compliment or piece of advice from me is going to carry much weight with a bunch of people who will be leaders in all fields of medicine and dentistry, some of which don't even exist yet. The truth is, giving a graduation speech is a lot like going on a first date. You have to be careful about everything you say so you don't come across too lighthearted or too serious. You want to be insightful but not preachy, and sometimes advice can come across as a little preachy. But if there's one thing I remember about first dates, it's that you're not coming home with me tonight anyway. So I'm just going to say screw it and give you my advice. Sad memory. They go.
Sad memory.
The success you have had will open up amazing opportunities for all of you. Just remember not to let that success get to your head. We are all here today to celebrate our achievement, and that celebration is well-deserved. But while our accomplishments have much to do with hard work, we must also attribute them to some good fortune. Every success story has its share of well-timed coincidences and moments when you were just in the right place at the right time. Take pride in your accomplishments, but also take time to reflect on your lucky breaks, because not everyone gets them. Congratulations again to everyone graduating, and to those of you in the audience watching your loved ones enjoying the realization of a goal they set many years ago. I look forward to seeing the amazing things you accomplish in the next phase of your career. And one last thing, if I offended anyone with anything I said, please feel free to email me personally at raghavkandalwal@gmail.com.